Admiral Zexathara had commanded fleets across 17 star systems, witnessed the fall of 3 civilizations, and negotiated peace treaties that had lasted centuries. None of it had prepared her for this moment. The human vessel hung in space, before them like a wounded bird, a single frigate against her armada of 200 ships. Its hull bore scorch marks from their initial barrage, atmospheric leaks venting precious oxygen into the void. By all tactical assessments, the humans should have surrendered minutes ago. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies again," reported her communications officer, his scaled hands dancing across holographic displays. "The same message?" Zexathara asked, though she already knew the answer. For the past hour, the humans had repeated the same transmission. "Withdraw from this system. This is your final warning." Her tactical advisor, a grizzled veteran named Cormit, let out a sound that might have been laughter in his species. "Admiral, their weapon systems are offline. Life support is failing. They have perhaps 30 minutes of air remaining. What could they possibly—" The sensor array erupted in a cascade of alerts. "Admiral!" The sensor operator's voice cracked with disbelief. "I'm detecting massive energy signatures, multiple contacts emerging from hyperspace." The main display flickered and resolved into something that made Zexathara's blood run cold. Ships, hundreds of them. No, thousands. Human vessels of every classification materialized around her fleet in perfect formation, their sleek hulls gleaming under the system's twin suns. But it wasn't just the numbers that froze her in place. It was the precision, the coordination. In the span of 12 seconds, the humans had deployed what appeared to be the largest fleet in recorded history with the surgical accuracy of a master tactician. "How?" Cormit whispered. The answer came from the lone human frigate, its transmission now clear and strong despite its battered appearance. "Admiral Zexathara of the Hegemony Third Fleet. I am Captain Sarah Chen of the Earth Defense Force. You have been warned repeatedly to withdraw from this system. Our colony ships are en route, and this system has been claimed under the Sol Accords of 2387. Zexathara found her voice. "Captain Chen, you are severely outnumbered. Our intelligence indicates your entire military consists of no more than—" "Your intelligence is outdated by approximately 4 hours, Chen interrupted. At 800 Standard Galactic Time, the United Earth Assembly ratified the emergency fleet authorization. Every civilian vessel, cargo hauler, mining ship, and passenger liner in human space has been temporarily militarized under War Protocol 7. The tactical display updated, and Zexathara's heart sank. The human fleet wasn't just military vessels. Converted cargo ships bristled with hastily mounted weapons. Mining vessels had been retrofitted with military-grade shields. Even what appeared to be passenger liners were broadcasting weapons locks. "This is impossible," Cormit breathed. "No species can mobilize this quickly. The logistics alone—" "We've been monitoring your expansion into the Kepler sector for 6 months, Chen continued, as if she could hear their private conversations. "Every human vessel has been equipped with emergency military packages since the Proxima incident. We've been ready for this exact scenario." Zexathara had heard whispers of the Proxima incident, a minor skirmish where the hegemony had destroyed a human research station. The humans had protested through diplomatic channels, accepted reparations, and seemed to move on. She now realized she had gravely misunderstood their response. "You couldn't have anticipated this exact confrontation," she said, though her confidence was wavering. The response came not from Captain Chen, but from every human vessel simultaneously, a coordinated broadcast that filled every communication frequency. Scenario 247B, Hegemony Fleet deploys to Kepler 442 system. Estimated enemy strength, 180-220 vessels. Recommended response: full sector mobilization, Protocol 7 implementation. Contingency status: active since Galactic Standard Date 2387.156. The implications hit Zexathara like a physical blow. The humans hadn't just prepared for war. They had prepared for this specific war. Against her specific fleet, in this specific system. "Admiral," her sensor operator called out, his voice barely controlled. "I'm detecting weapons charging across the human fleet. Energy signatures are. Admiral, some of these converted civilian vessels are showing power readings that exceed our battleships." "That would be the mining ships," Chen explained casually. "Turns out the equipment we use to crack asteroids works quite well against military hulls." "Who knew?" Zexthera looked around her bridge at faces that mirrored her own growing dread. In her centuries of military service, she had learned to recognize when a battle was lost before it began. This was that moment. "Captain Chen," she said slowly, "what are your terms?" "Withdraw from this system immediately. Transmit a full tactical database of hegemony fleet positions in this sector to facilitate our peaceful expansion. And deliver a message to your high command." "What message?" "Humanity remembers Proxima. We remember every system you've claimed, every colony you've displaced, every species you've conquered. We've been taking notes, Admiral. Very detailed notes." On her tactical display, Zexthera watched as human ships began moving into perfect formation around her fleet. Not threatening, but clearly positioning for what would be a very brief engagement if she chose to fight. "The war began when you entered this system 12 minutes ago," Chen continued. "It ended the moment you chose to stay instead of heeding our warnings. The only question now is whether you'd prefer to withdraw with your ships intact or provide our mining crews with some target practice." Zexthera closed her eyes and activated her fleet communications. "All ships, this is Admiral Zexthera. Begin immediate withdrawal from the Kepler 442 system. Set course for hegemony space, maximum sustainable velocity." As her fleet began its retreat, she couldn't shake the image of that lone human frigate, still venting atmosphere, still wounded, still defiant. It had never been alone. It had been the bait in a trap 200 years in the making. The humans, she realized, didn't just prepare for war. They prepared for every war, all at once, just in case, and they had the audacity to make it look effortless. The war had indeed begun in seconds, and it had ended even faster.